Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this June the 9th, 2025, daily cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology, gold, and silver bullion update. And we ask you to bell notification, hit that subscribe button to help force and push the movement and this channel that is based and created and for the retail trader and investor to help us spread this message of truth, trust, education, and most importantly, the information that you need to navigate these manipulated and criminally infested waters to trade and to invest in your future. I am not a financial advisor, but we do simple, easy processes in order to heighten our investing and wealth and standard of living with simple 401k investing, where we have a steady investment where we steadily invest into our 401k and let it grow over time. We invest in cryptocurrencies along with the bullion and gold and silver mining stocks. We also have cash and real estate, and that is the way we're slowly building ourselves to becoming a millionaire. That has been our goal. We're steadily marching our way towards that, and we're about 46% 46% of the way there. And on monetary commodity Mondays, you can see gold is sitting at $3,328 an ounce, up 0.5% near its record high. Silver has been on quite the tear the last couple of weeks, and that's where we're going to focus on this video for the commodity Mondays, and then we're going to get into the crypto here at the end of this video. But you can see the price of silver is there's going to be a massive move in the price of silver. Obviously, we have the $50 target, a target that when we came out back in 2021, you can see there's the COVID capitulation. We came out and started making predictions right there with the price of silver, right? We actually got to go into the weekly because how far back that is now. But you can see there was the COVID capitulation. There was the swing low at $11, the wick low in 84 cents. Vincenzo came out about April of that year, and we started making $50 predictions of silver when the price of silver was down here at $16 to $18. Then we got a triple top rejection at near 30, went on this consolidation for a couple of years, and now we've really broken out over the last 6 to 8 weeks. Ever since our swing low back here in January at 22.5, we went up $10, almost $11 per ounce in the price of silver, and we're going to have a big move coming. You can see how this had pumped, squeaked up. The volume, if you could see it, is drastically rising. And if this breaks to the upside, you're going to go from $36 in silver pretty much almost to $50, right? Your next major resistance point would be on the breakup, would be right here. You would have brief resistance there at about $43, $44, but there's not a lot of resistance here. There's not a lot of trading. These are your blow-off tops every time. Going back from 2010, you can see the blow-off top there where you have the euphoric top. Bam, not a lot of trading, and then it gets rejected and starts to trade down. And then way back a long time ago, you can see the only other time you were up here back in the 1978 to 1981 blow-off top ending of the bull market in silver. You can see not a lot of trading happened there. It went to blow off top and quickly touched it and sold off, and it hasn't been back there since. So when you get up of about $38, $36, $37, $38, there's no resistance up until that all-time high where you hit it twice, and you can see the epic bull market you can see the consolidation that started in 74 after the pump. In the early 70s, you consolidated from 74 and then slowly started taking off in about 77, and you went from $4.38 in silver bullion, and you made a 10x move, ending at about $49.61. So this is very interesting. We're going to get to $50. It's just, are we going to have a brief consolidation after the price of silver from just locally a wick low back at the end of April? We are up right now 31.53%, which you would expect as gold bullion has been on a nearly a 1x move the last 2 years. The price of silver usually lags it and then catches up in the latter stages of the gold bull market, and that's what I think it's going to do now. And if you keep continuing and get an inch above more where you're at now without a correction, there's not a lot of resistance until another 33.69% move to $48.90 and hitting our technical target. And then I believe in a couple of years, silver is going to be over $100. B2 Gold, the heavy investment that we've had, we're finally breaking out of this falling channel. And this is one of the ones that has been lagging. I've been heavily promoting it. I have about, what do I have in this? 3,200 shares of this. And you can see we've been on this falling channel since the COVID high of $7.36 back in August of 2020. And we've been on this falling channel. We're descending overhead resistance, descending underneath support in this channel, which is a bearish continuation pattern. But at the bottom of it, wherever that is, it's a bullish reversal pattern, and the technical target is the top of the wedge. But in this massive bull market and the price of gold bullion, our target is much higher than this. But we've been telling you that you can see our target, our medium range target is $9.37, right? By medium range, I mean within the next 5 years. But we've been telling you this is going to break out and accelerate to the upside, and now it is. And we've swung from $2.25 back here in February, and we're all the way up here just below, knocking on the $4 door, and we're into this blue resistance box. So if we can stay into here, you will shoot straight up to $4.38 because there's not a lot of resistance in here. And then if you get on the top side of this, there's not a lot of resistance till you get to that COVID high. And I believe the B2 gold will end up at $9.37 within 5 years. And then my long-term blow-off top target is up here at about $20.26 in this. And I believe that has a very real chance of happening. From where I bought in at, I'm in at about $2.90 on all 3,200 shares. So our first target, that is a 2.5x move from $2.30, and then to the 20x, or to the $20, that is a 6x move, right? I'm expecting at least a 2 to 4x move, 3, 4, 5x move out of this, right? Every dollar goes up is $3,200 profit. And I think it's going to be a very, very big bull run, and I think it's going to happen very, very quickly. And you can already see over the last couple of weeks, it's starting to accelerate. And before you know it, it's going to be up like this. And I'll show you a prime example of what I mean. Kinross Gold, the same thing. Kinross Gold was from the COVID high right here in 2020. You can see it had the same falling channel consolidation right here. You can see that COVID high in August, falling channel. And here was your capitulation in April of 22. You went from 641 over the next couple of months down to 306, and then it broke that falling channel. And look at this epic bull run you've had it ever since. From August of 22 till now, a massive bull run. And I think this is what D2 Gold is about to do. You can see you went from swing high to swing low. You went down 70.99% over 2 years, and then from swing low to current swing high, you're up 4x, 422%, and I think B2 Gold is about to do something like that. The same thing is I think First Majestic Silver. It's very cheap, even though it's up from its low. I think this thing's going to explode, and I think this thing's going to make a lot of people a lot of money. And I have our upside target. I believe this will hit an all-time high, and you can see our all-time high was up there near $24, $25. That is my long-term target, and then I believe eventually I think this is going to break the all-time high, and I think this could one day be way, way up here. You could be looking at somewhere in the future where this thing's up here, maybe not at $60, but the all-time high is just at about $30. I could see this thing $40, $50 for Fortuna Silver Mine or First Majestic Silver. If you look at the volume, one thing we're always looking at with crypto coins is the volume's always at record lows as the coin gets older. Look at the volume at record highs and accelerating to the upside. And volume means there's movement. Volume means there's buyers and activity. And there's been a spike in volume accumulating ever since the COVID started, a mass uptick in volume, a mass uptick in people buying and accumulating this coin. And I think we're at the brink and the cusp of a blow-off top here and a massive bull market and a generational wealth transfer in the silver and gold bullion, and I think this is going to be one of the big winners. And from current price to its old all-time high up here at 26.89, that's a 2x move, and I think you could 5 or 10x this in a perfect scenario. The same thing with Fortuna Silver Mines. Look at the volume, drastically has increased. We've been in this tight range since it's been on the market, going back here around 2011, and I believe this thing is waiting to explode, and I think the price is too cheap for the amount of buy volume, the amount of overall uptick and increase year over year to record high volume for the price of the bullion itself. I think this is going to have a mass explosion in price discovery, and I could see this after it breaches the $9.91 high. I could see this over $20 an ounce for the price of for two and a silver, and I'm very, very bullish on that. Very, very bullish on the mining stocks. We're already up about 200% depending on the day with Kinross Gold. We have the Pan America Silver. The Rivian is actually up on the position, and Barrick Gold is over $20 now, as this is very exciting. The cryptocurrencies, as we get into it now, the Bitcoin has had a great recovery after it had if we get into the daily time frame, after it had that initial breakdown. You can see where it came straight down and hit beautifully the 50-day moving average. And you can see the 50-day moving average is there in the daily, and it bounced off beautifully, something that you would expect. You can see now the 100-day moving average is right on the first major support level. The 200-day moving average is just above the $90,000 support level. And now, like what we talked about Friday, I had a busy weekend working, didn't have a lot of time to make updates. You can see we attempted to break down out of there. We wicked down, hit off major support, the 50-day moving average. Now we're pumping back up. And if you continue to pump straight back up, you can breach the old high and try to run up along this rising channel and start to confirm it as resistance, or try to break back into it and meet your technical target, or you're just going to roll over, which I do expect you to do this week, and start to come down closer. And when you break down the next time, you're going to breach the 50-day moving average, and I believe you're going to come down to the 100-day moving average. Just as I deleted that, I believe it's going to come down to the 97,185 major support level. So that's an area that we're going to be watching out for, because I believe we're in a topping out mountain double top formation from top one, 33% correction, top two, and then there would be another neckline, and then I believe that would set the stage to force you maybe potentially to the next leg down. Now, if we breach this and continue up, I'm just going to have to fold what I'm saying here, but I still believe, and I have not folded, even though we've had that over exuberant massive pump off that $74,000 double bottom. If we look at the Ethereum price, you can see the Ethereum price had a big dip over the weekend. It came straight down to just above the 50-day moving average, where we've had a recent bullish cross of the 50 over the short-term moving average. And now it has since rebounded to the upside. And it is now sitting currently just above the 200-day moving average in the daily time frame, and that is what you're going to look to see if it can continue to hold, the same as we've been looking to see if it continues to hold. As if it holds this and pumps up, you have a 3,058.30 upside target. If it can't hold this and breaks down, you initially come to the moving averages and the 50 in red and the 100, and if you break that, you would come straight to 1799.61. So these are your two. It's a big area either way, but you hold support, you come here. You fall support, you come straight down here, and it's still the same thing. It's been in this long consolidation for a couple of weeks now, very similar to the consolidation that you did. Ooh, I don't have this on, do I? No. Very similar to the consolidation that you had right there, right? That you had right there. So that's what we're going to watch out for with the Ethereum. The XLM is the same thing. You can see it slipped down. This was one of the coins that didn't recover this weekend. You can see we had a minted new cross of a bearish cross where the 50 got back below the 200 after we had a bullish cross back here a couple of weeks ago. See the bullish cross right there, 50 getting over the 200, and then we pumped up, came back down, we pumped up again off of the 25 cents, and that's what we're trying to hold. But if you slip back down, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times since March. One of these times you're going to come down and you're going to dump through it, and you're going to come all the way down here to this 18 cents, and that's something that we're still targeting and watching out for. If you're trying to get bullish, you have to get above these descending and these descending with a freshly minted bearish cross. You have to get above those moving averages to try to breach to the upside and try to make a run at this old regional low that happened right there. So that's what we're looking like there. And with the XRP, you can see it did the same thing, and this is what XLM is trying to do right now, and what I would expect XLM to do is follow what XRP is doing where you can see it bounced off beautifully the neckline support and the 200-day moving average. It went straight down to it, and now it's reattacking a major resistance level right here. It's reattacking it after it fell through the moving averages in the daily time frame. It's sitting above the 200 and just below, maybe at current price, just above the 50-day and the 100-day moving average. You got to stay above that, and then you can pump and try to make another run and attack this to try to breach it at the 255. If you get rejected by this, you will come back down to the neckline, and just like XLM, which I would expect it to come up here, if you do come back down, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times since March, one of these are going to break, and you're going to come straight back down to the $1.61 wick low, and then that could be what forces you down to the $1.21 if it came down to that, and that is still currently the official call on this station. Like the channel, subscribe. Peace and love on this beautiful, sunny, early spring. 68 degrees. Jay from just north of downtown Detroit, inside the Vincenzo Mobile Compound in the great state of me.